This video is for anyone who has an 09 Town & Country 3.8 liter V6 engine and has a similar issue that I did, needing to replace the heater core hose connector, the little black plastic piece with the white clip. That's how it looks in the packaging. Unfortunately, the auto shops don't carry one specifically for Chrysler or Dodge. One I had to get was for Ford and GM. The way I knew, I dug out my trusty old caliper, which I know it looks like an ancient piece of tech, which thankfully this old stuff does still work. As you can see, mine came out to just beneath 5/8. The way I figured that out, I measured the metal pipe just below where the heater hose connector clips on. I say clip, but you're not exactly going to hear a clip, because inside of this thing we have O-rings, and as you can tell, these ones went to crap, all warped and such, which explains why it started leaking to begin with. That, and this thing is so old that it rotted, snapping off probably the neck there, and then just pretty much kept shearing off levels. What I did was use a flathead screwdriver, which I pretty much tore off the little windows on the bottom of this main body in order to get it off that clip. Came off, use the flathead screwdriver to remove the clip. Whether you want to save it or not, it's up to you. Some videos suggest using channel locks in order to squeeze the outermost bottom ring of that clip in order for you to pull that sucker off. I said screw it. So, what you're gonna do is twist that sucker on, pretty much set it down on top, then just keep twisting and twisting until it feels like it's not gonna go any further. You're not gonna hear a click. There's no threads for the twisting. Just go with your gut. And then if you can, check through that little window, which you could barely even tell, pretty much on either side of the plastic clip. There's enough window or looky-loo hole to check to look for the bulge, because you do want it over the bulge. That's how this thing works. Then you put that rubber hose back on, and rather than tightening down the pipe clamp right at the bottom of the hose like I did at first, you want it as close to the nub at the very top without passing it. So below, but close enough to cinch it up. Yeah, I put it down at the bottom at first, and it started dribbling out when I put antifreeze back in. Not a huge mess like it was before, just completely snapped off right there at the bottom of the hose, pouring out. Then you're gonna snug the top of the hose back up onto that metal Y frame or Y pipe, whatever. Thankfully, the little nub for that Y pipe is rather short, so the pipe clamp fits just perfectly in there. Now, the reason why I use the caliper is because you want to know that you've got as close as possible, if not exactly what you need, because that part cost me $17 plus tax. This part. Whereas the auto shops don't have one specifically for Chrysler or Dodge, they want to push on 130 or more complete assembly for it. That is going to tick you off. So do what you can, where you can, because quite honestly, this is my moneymaker. If this video is still up, that means it's still working. If it's down, I am sorry to anyone who I misled. Good luck out there.